Master, I just wanted to make just a video or two here, just going over more in depth some of the stuff that we already discussed, and then maybe a few other things as well. And we'll start just with the some of the stuff that I already showed you, but just a basic start intro lesson. It's kind of going over the guitar and everything, the different parts of the guitar. Like this would be considered the headstock, and then there's the tuning pegs, and there's the fretboard or the fingerboard right here. And if you can see the fret wire, these wires, fret 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And this would be the body of the guitar, the sound hole, and then there's the bridge, and there's the nut, and then we have all the strings. If you just play them open strings, where you're not doing anything with your left hand, so it'd just be the low E and the A. So low E, A, then the D, and the G, and the B, and the high E. And you know it's the low E and the high E, they're an octave above each other. And then I just want to show you, I know I gave you a tuner, but I also want to show you a way that you can just tune, if you didn't have the tuner with you. I just want to show you a way that you can tune the guitar basically to itself. Like you have your tuner, you just want to tune it up real quick. You can tune it to itself. So you just take on the low E string, the 5th fret, so this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So up on the 5th fret here, and you play that on the low E string, and then the string right below it, which would be the A string. You just match those notes. You try to get them, if it's off, then you just adjust that. They're pretty close right now. You just match them, and then you just go right to the next string. On the A string, same fret, 5th fret, and then you hit the D string, the string right below it, open. So see how those are the same. So you tune it accordingly. If it's off, so you'd be tuning the D string there, and then you go to the same next string down. So that one's a little off. So you go to the D string, 5th fret, and you're hitting the G string open. And then when you go on the G string, you drop it down a half a step. So down to the 4th fret instead of the 5th. You match those notes, and you just tune them to where they sound the same. Then you go on the B string and you back up to the 5th fret. So this is a quick way you can tune the guitar. I just wanted to show you. I just wanted to review what we already went over. And also, just quickly, as far as your right hand, just how you hold the guitar. You just put the crease of your elbow right here on the body, like so, and you hold the guitar flat, so it's, you don't want to tilt it back like this or forward like that. You want to just, I keep it on my right leg, on my right thigh, the body of the guitar. I don't know if you can see
But when
that.
you're standing up?
When you're standing up, you don't have to worry about it, but when you're sitting down, so I would rest it on my right thigh, and you just keep the guitar straight. You don't want it tilted like this so you can see. You might be tempted to want to do this so you can kind of see, but no, you want to keep it straight so it's facing forward. And keep your arm right here, the crook of your arm right over, hanging over like that. Like I said, it's a good idea, especially when you're starting out, to anchor your pinky right here on the body of the guitar. That way your pick hand is just right here over the strings. So it's not like going all over the place, because right away when you're first starting, it's gonna feel weird and awkward, and your hands are gonna be moving, But if you have your pinky anchored right there, then your hand's not gonna stray far from where it needs to be. It's always gonna be right there in position. So if you're on the E string, you go up to the next string, it's right there. Your pinky, since it's anchored, it won't let it go. And to hold the pick, you I always think of it, this is how I was shown. Like when you have like a car key, for example, you're holding the key just like that. Your pick just like that. And you just hold it.
Let me see.
So I just place it flat on my index finger and just put my thumb right over it like that. So it's like that. You're just pinching it, and you don't want to hold it really tight. Be relaxed. You don't want to have as least amount of tension as possible. And but right now, don't worry too much about how you're holding the pick, because it's gonna feel awkward no matter what. You just want to get to the point where you feel comfortable with it, and so you're not really thinking about it too much. But it's obviously a good idea to know somewhat, proper way on how to hold it. And you want, when you pick the strings, you want to hit it with the tip of the pick. You don't want to like hit deep in, and just so it's an efficient, economic movement. Like no excess movement. So that's holding the pick and where your picking hand is positioned. And here's the first little exercise that I showed you. We just call it open 1, 2, 3, 4. And so you hit the open string. When I say open string, we start on the low E string, right? So when I say hit the open string, that means you're not fretting anything. You're not doing anything on your left hand at all. So you're just hitting that open. And then you go 1, and that means the first fret. See the fret wire right here? That's the first fret. And then the second fret, third fret, fourth fret. So it'd be open 1, 2, 3, 4. So open 1, 2, 3, 4. And see, notice how I'm holding my fingers down. I'm not lifting them up. So, and I showed you this. Just wanted to review it and make sure you have a refresher of it. And try to press with your fingertips right behind the fret wire right here. See the fret wire right here? You want to press right behind it. Not ahead of it, because then that'll go to the next string. So if you go, here's behind it, if you go ahead of it, it goes to the next note. But if you just go right behind it, you can get that note and you won't have to press down as hard. You only press down as hard as you need to. Don't press down really hard, because then that might bend the note. You'll pull it off tune. So just press down just as hard as you need to with your fingertip, and don't press like this, but just so anyway, so it's open 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go down to the next string. This would be the A string. So open 1, 2, 3, 4, and again keep your fingers held down so you get that stretch between. Right away it's gonna feel tough. You're gonna feel that stretch, and it's good. It's a great warm-up exercise. and try not to let your fingers move. You know, when you're hitting this one and you're hitting that one, sometimes your first finger will tend to move over, and then it'll move over. You know, try to, you know, the best that you can, try not to let that happen, and just be as relaxed as possible. So we're on the A string, open 1, 2, 3, 4. Do the same thing with the next one. Open 1, 2, 3, 4. Open 1. And when you get up here, just hit the note again, and then go 4, 3, 2, 1, open, and then go down to the next string. 4, 3, 2, 1, open. 4, 3, 2, 1, open. 2, 1. So just the whole thing played, you know, without any breaks would be. Okay, so that's just a great little warm-up exercise. When you pick up the guitar, first thing, you know, tune it up and then run through that. Open 1, 2, 3, 4, up and down. Do that a couple times. Get your fingers stretched, and it utilizes all 4 of your fingers. You know, your pinky as well. A lot of players will tend to just use their first 3 fingers, and they won't even use their pinky at all. So it's good to get all your fingers incorporated. Keep your fingers held down. So that's a great warm-up exercise. And then the other one that I showed you, this one just focuses on your picking hand. Remember, I showed you how to hold the pick, and you hold it, and you just start on the low E string, and you're not doing anything with this hand at all. You can just mute them, or you can just leave it completely open, not even have it there at all. Remember, keep your pinky finger anchored for right now. And also, when you're playing, play right on the sound hole. This is right here. You can see the sound hole in this guitar is like shaped like a Pegasus or a horse. Most guitars, this is like a custom thing, but most guitars just has a circular sound hole. You typically want to play like right over that sound hole, as opposed to playing like up here. You get more of like a different sound if you're playing up here, or if you're playing back here. See, it sounds more like just a different sound. But if you play it right over the sound hole, that's where you want to play right now. So aim for that, as opposed to here or there. So brace your pinky right here, so it's just right over that sound hole. And so for this exercise, it's just a picking exercise, nothing on your fretting hand, your left hand. So you're just going to go down, up, starting on the low E string. So that's called alternate pickings, because you're alternating pick strokes. You're going with a down stroke, then an up stroke, down stroke, up stroke. So you go down, up, and then go to the next string, A string, down, up, then go to the next string, down, up, and then down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and hang out on that string, do 4 more, down, up, then go to the next string, down, up, 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 down, up. So the whole thing without any breaks would just be down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so notice how you're isolating your right hand and your left hand. And eventually, you know, after a while, you're doing your first one. You know, you're doing that one, and then you're doing. Eventually, after you get comfortable, comfortable doing it, more familiar, you want to incorporate the two. and do the whole exercise with you're going to be doing the open 1 2 3 4 with also the alternate picking, down up down up. So start on a downstroke and if you notice, I'm doing all down up picking here while I'm doing, so I'm doing both at the same time. And that's really the most efficient way to do it. But right away, when you're first, just focusing on only your left hand, you're probably just doing all down picks, which is fine because you're still learning it. But just shoot for that, aim for that. After a while, once you get more familiar with it, comfortable to the point where you're not really thinking about it, you can incorporate the two together. So, and that's a good way to warm up. Every time you pick up the guitar, just spend a good 5 minutes or more to run through those two different things. That gets your fingers strengthened, and stretched over time, and builds up your calluses. And just shoot to practice every day for 10-15 minutes at least a day or more, if God willing, as you're able to. So that'll be the first lesson. I'll show you some chords in the next lesson so you can start working on those.